Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, you guys, I have a bit of a dilemma. So, you guys know I picked up my Cadillac on Friday. When I picked it up on Friday, all I did was drive it home. Didn't do anything else. But when I picked it up, I noticed there was a red light on my dashboard, and my back seat was flipped down. And I had got out the car because when I looked back, I saw that my floor mats were still on the floor. So I got out the car before I left the parking lot to put the floor mats back in place. But when I got out and I opened up the back door on the driver's side, the seat was flipped down. And I was like, why is my seat flipped down? And I was like, you know what? Whatever. So I flipped the seat back up and I got back in the car. I forgot all about putting the floor mats down. And when I turned on the car, there was a red light on the dashboard, like I said, right? And it didn't go off because, like, I turned the car off, so maybe there's something, it'll go off when I get back in the car. It didn't go off. So I locked the car and I went back inside the service area and I was like, can somebody help me? There's a red light on my dashboard that wasn't there when I brought it in. Can somebody come out and help? So a young man said, sure, I'll come out and see what's going on. So he came out there and he told me, hey, it's nothing, it's just your radio. Your radio's been turned off. I said, okay, well, I just got the car, so I'm not too familiar with all the buttons and stuff, so I didn't know. He said, oh, no problem. I said, okay, thank you. So, I just went home. James said he took the car on around the freeways to make sure everything was fine Saturday morning, because I drove it home on Friday. I told him it drove a lot better. So he took the car for a ride Saturday morning to make sure he didn't hear anything, make sure it was running good, typically what men do if it's a woman's car. So yesterday I get in the car to go to church, and I go pick up my mom, and then my mom said, I opened the door for my mom to get in on the passenger side, and my mom said, oh, Mia, I forgot my money. If we're going to go shopping, I need to go back in the house. I said, okay, Mom, go ahead. So she went in the house. I said, oh, let me put my floor mats down. I keep forgetting to put my floor mats down. So my floor mats were in the middle of the middle on the floor. Now, when I took the car in, I had put the floor mats on the seat because I detailed the inside of my car and it was still wet. So I put the floor mats up on the seat when I took it in. So the floor mats was on the floor, so that's probably why I kept forgetting to put the floor mats in the back down on the floor. So I was like, why did they put them on the floor? But I wasn't, I'm not tripping. So I picked up the top two floor mats, I put them in place, and then I come around to the driver's side of my car and grab the two other floor mats off the floor, and there's a big freaking hole in my floor, in my upholstery on my floor. I said, what the? And I said the F word because I just got the car in July. There was no problems with the upholstery. So I'm sitting here and I'm heated. I said, Mom. She's like, what's the matter? I said, come look at this big old hole in my car. She said, oh no, Mia, that was not there. Because we just went Christmas shopping. And like I said, I cleaned out the whole car. I washed it with soap and water. I cleaned my whole entire car. So I know there was no hole there. And you guys, I'll show you a picture of the hole. So upon further investigation of my car, after I see the hole, I decided to flip down the passenger side seat to see if there was anything else up under the seat that I'm missing. I flip up the passenger side seat, and there's a bunch of wrapping paper under there. Not like Christmas wrapping, but like wrapping, like silver wrapping paper from something. Like somebody opened something and just threw their trash in my car. Again, I just detailed my car. No one's been in my car since I detailed it. It's been at the shop for 2 weeks, and it was at the shop. It was home 1 day from the shop because it had been in the shop 3 days prior to that. So typically, really, it was in the shop for 3 weeks. I haven't had my car. So Now I'm on my way back to the Cadillac dealer to find out why there's a hole in my car. So wait, and then upon investigating more in my car, when I flipped up the seat, or flipped down, up or down, whatever you call it, I see across on the other side, behind the passenger seat, behind the driver's side, that there's a cut in the upholstery by the bracket. I said, wait a dang go minute. Now, I know that's not how my car was. You guys, I vacuum this car every week. You guys know I blog about my car going to the car wash. When I go to the car wash, I vacuum it out. I would have seen holes and rips in the upholstery. We just got the car. So I'm just hoping somebody confessed to doing this to my car. And I'm really upset because no one told me. They didn't disclose this information to me when I picked up my car. And number two, it looked like somebody was trying to hide it so I wouldn't see it and be way too long before, I bring it back for them to say I did it myself. I am so mad right now. I am so mad. I'm going to try not to be mad when I go into this place. I'm just going to go up there and say, can you guys please explain to me why there's interior damage to my car? That's all I'm going to say. And then when they don't come clean with it, I'm going to go off. Not off, but I'm going to tell them I'm going to consult a lawyer because this is vandalism to my vehicle. Somebody vandalized the inside of my vehicle and I'm not happy. So I'm on my way. It is 7:50 in the morning. I'm in traffic, but I am on my way back to the Cadillac dealership. I don't understand why things have to happen to me. Like, I just got my car. There's scratches on the car that I wasn't even going to say nothing about. Because I know they worked under the hood or whatever. And they probably had those plastic things on the car. When they took them off, they wasn't careful. They just swiped them off. And there's like scratches on the side of my truck. They can be buffed out. So I wasn't going to make no big deal about that. But a whole rip and a whole cut in my upholstery? Man, I'm not happy. This is not a cheap car. It's not cheap to get stuff fixed on it, let alone the upholstery. Yeah, I'm not happy. My mom said it looks like they were trying to get at a bolt and they must have ripped the carpet, because she said that bolt looks new. So maybe why were they? She said, well, why were they on the inside of the car? Weren't they fixing under the hood? I said, Mom, yes. So this is the part I don't understand. The radio was off. I have a little trash bag that I hang on the back of this seat over here, which looks like this. I hang this on the back. When I got in, it was in the front like this. I'm like, well, why is that in the front? Why were they even in the car to move my stuff around? Like, that part of it, I'm just not understanding. I'm really not understanding the whole situation. Like, if you damage somebody's vehicle, it's your responsibility to disclose that information. I don't care if it's on the inside of the vehicle or the outside. We've been to the Jaguar dealer. We've been to Nissan dealers. I've never had no problems with my car like this before. Never. And I am utterly unsatisfied, not happy. So I'll come back later and let you guys know the end result. And I'm not happy. Bye. Hello. So I'm leaving the Cadillac dealer on my way back home. So I get there and I explain to the service technician everything that happened, that I know of, how it transpired, on my end. So he tells me, let me go get a manager. So the manager goes out. He comes out and he goes and he looks at the car. And he was like, wow. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with my car. I said, I just got it. My boyfriend just got me this car in July. The upholstery was fine. But now I have a rip and I have a cut hole in my upholstery. And my car's been with y'all for 3 weeks. I detailed my car on Christmas. I know there was no holes, no rips in my carpet. I just detailed my car. I do it myself. So I know what my car looks like on the inside. And I'm not happy. I told him I'm not happy. And he was like, well, let me order you a new one. I understand you're not happy, but let me order you a new one and da-da-da-da. So he goes inside, he orders a new one. And he said, well, let me take your car in the back, and I'll vacuum out that wrapping and stuff. And I'll bring it right back to you in 10 minutes. Okay, no problem. But it's going to take 2 weeks for me to get the new upholstery without the big old ripped part and big old hole in it. And so when he came back to give me the car from vacuuming out, I said, well, do you know what happened? Like, why? How did it get big rips in it? How did it get a cut hole in it? Like, it wasn't like that when I brought it here. He said, no, ma'am, I don't understand. I don't know what happened because I'm looking at your paperwork. They did the lifter, so they shouldn't even been in the car. They should have just been under the hood. I said, yeah, right? He said, yes, they only should have been under the hood. I don't understand why you would have rips and tears, rips and a hole in your upholstery either. I said, well, what about the shocks? I said, because I brought it in a week before that to get all the shocks replaced. He's like, no, the shocks are on the undercarriage of the car. There's no reason for them to be in the car. The only time somebody would be in your car would be to vacuum it out, because we try to vacuum it out before we give it back to you. I said, well, we know that wasn't done because of the wrapping up under the seat. He said, well, yeah. And I said, I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. And he is like, well, I'm gonna I ordered it. It'll be here in 2 weeks. I'll have Sam, your normal service technician, give you a call. You can bring it in at any time. It won't take us about 10-15 minutes to pop out that old one and put in the new one. I said, okay. I'm just not happy, but okay. He said, I just want to get you taken care of. I said, thank you. I really appreciate that, because my man just bought me this car. That's what I said. My man just bought me this car. And it didn't have no holes in it. I've only had it since July, and we didn't do that. We don't have any small kids. We didn't do that. He said, I understand. And I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this myself. I said, okay. Well, thank you. And I left. But I'm still not happy, because I don't know who did it and why they did it and why they hid it. Like, when you mess up somebody's car, you're supposed to disclose that information. It's like vandalism. Like, what happened? Were you searching my car for something? There's nothing in it. Like, what made you tear up my upholstery? It don't make no sense. I'm just, but let me woosah. They're gonna replace it, and I just woosah. Thank you, Lord, because I did not want to have to go off on these people. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.